Yo guys, what's up? This is my 1 to 99 fishing guide, and in this guide I'm just going to be showing you the fish that you should be catching in order to get 99 fishing. So to start off, I'm just going to be showing you some useful things that you could use on your way. The first one is the fishing outfit, and there are 4 pieces in this set and each piece increases your XP gained by 1%. However, if you use the entire set you will get a 5% XP bonus instead of a 4% XP bonus. You can get this set by doing the Fish Flingers minigame. This is located just south of the Barbarian Outpost. I will show you where this is later on in the video. And I'll also put a link to a guide on how to pay Fish Flingers in the description. So if you want to learn how to play this, just click that link. Next up we have some summoning familiars that will give your fishing level an invisible boost. At level 16 summoning you can use a granite crab and this will boost it by 1 level. At level 56 you can use an ibis and this will boost it by 3 levels. And at level 74 you can use a granite lobster and this will boost it by 4 levels. I highly suggest using the best one that you can, as it will improve your fish caught per hour, and this will obviously mean more XP per hour for you. There is an aura that will increase your chance of successfully catching a fish, and that is the Call of the Seas aura. I really only suggest this if you're going to go for 120 fishing or if you plan on fishing for a long time. This is because it does cost a lot of loyalty points for the tier 5 one, and unless you have a lot of loyalty points you should be spending them elsewhere. But anyway, if you do decide to buy it, the tier 1 will give you a 3% chance of successfully catching a fish, the tier 2 one will give you 5%, the tier 3 one will give you 7%, the tier 4 will give you 10%, and the tier 5 will give you 15%. Fishing guns are also a great way to get some bonus XP, however you will need a crafting level depending on which one you want to use. So at level 2 crafting you can use the cracked fishing urn, at level 15 you can use the fragile one, at level 41 you can just use a normal fishing urn, at level 53 you can use the strong fishing urn, and at level 76 you can use the decorated fishing urn. Each one will only store XP depending on what level fish you are catching. So the cracked one will store XP if you are catching fish up to level 10, the fragile one 30, the normal one 50, the strong one 70, and the decorated one to level 99. So let's say for example if you are catching lobsters and you want to use a fragile fishing urn, the fragile fishing urn will not store any XP because it only holds fish up to level 30. And since lobsters is level 40, you can see you will not be able to use this. So when you plan on getting your fishing urn, just make sure that you can use the right one. All you have to do if you want to use this is carry it around in your inventory when you are fishing, and eventually it will become full and then you will be able to gain the XP from it. It's pretty much as simple as that. I highly suggest bringing around 5 with you when you are fishing. They will fill up pretty quickly and you won't have to bank as much if you are bringing a few along. You can also use a whopper baiting scrimshaw, and this gives you a 15% chance to attract big fish. You don't actually get the fish when you fish them, it basically just gives you more XP for the fish that you do catch. These currently cost 1.4 mil in the Grand Exchange, so only get them if you can really afford it, and it also requires 70 fishing to be won. Perfect Juju potions are a great way of increasing your XP per hour. Each dose that you take lasts for 1 hour and the chance of catching a fish is increased by 5%. A full perfect Juju potion is around 60k on the Grand Exchange right now, so each dose is around 15k, so that will be 15k per hour that you will be spending. I highly suggest getting this if you're going to be fishing since it's really cheap and it will improve your XP per hour. Another thing that you can use to increase your chance of catching fish are these skill chompers. At level 31 fishing you can use the Cobalt skill chomper and this will increase it by 1. At level 41 you can use the Viridian one and it will increase it by 2%. At level 51 you can use the Azure ones and this will increase it by 3%, and at level 61 you can use the Crimson one and it will increase it by 4%. These tend to be quite expensive, so it's really up to you if you want to use it or not. It all depends on whether you have the money to do so and if you want faster XP. You can also get these volatile and sacred harpoons from the Stealing Creation minigame. They cost 20 stealing creation points each, and apparently you can get around 80 to 100 stealing points per hour. If you want to get as many points as this, just join the friends chat FastSC. I'll post an annotation showing how it's spelled on the screen now. But anyway, if you go for the volatile harpoon, this will grant you 29,340 bonus XP, and the sacred harpoon will grant you 24,450 bonus XP. You could spend your stealing creation points on these harpoons if you really wanted to, but I would highly recommend saving them for skills that actually cost a lot of money. So that means these points will actually help you save a lot of money on skills such as construction and smithing, but it's really up to you on what you decide to spend your stealing creation points on if you do decide to do it. You can use this crystal fishing rod and this will give you a 5% increase in the chance of catching a fish. In order to craft the rod you must have unlocked the ability to do so. You can buy this ability from the Prif Waterfall Fishing Shop, and then once it's purchased you can make all the crystal fishing rods that you want. Instead of a crystal fishing rod, you can use this Fishing Rod-O-Matic. This is the fishing rod that you use in order to gain invention XP. In order to make this, you must first have 22 invention, and then once it's made you can augment it and add these perks to it. The first perk is Furnace, and this has a 5% chance per rank of consuming a gathered resource for an extra 100% XP. The second one is Honed, and this has a 2% chance per rank of successfully gathering items, and the last one is called Wise, and this gives a 1% per rank chance of additional XP up to 50,000 XP a day. I'll leave a link in the description that will show you which components are needed for each of the perks. Just follow that guide and you'll be able to make the perks that you want. Lastly, we have the Seren spell and Prayer. In order to use these, you have to have completed the Light Within quest. For the Crystallize spell, you need to have 88 magic, and this increases fishing XP gained from a spot by 50%. This spell lasts 30 seconds, so every 30 seconds you're going to have to refresh that spell. And the Lightform Prayer can be used at 80 Prayer, and this enhances the effect of Crystallize by 37.5%. So in total, it will increase the fishing XP gained from a spot by 87.5%. So as you can tell, that is a huge XP bonus, and I'll show you where this is most effective a little bit later in the video. Time to actually get into the leveling process now. From 1 to 20 you want to be training on Crayfish. These are located in Tavali and you get 10 XP per fish, and you should expect to get around 9k to 12k XP an hour. This is where they are located in Tavali, so just make your way there and start fishing them. It shouldn't take you too long to get to level 20, and then you can move on to the next type of fish, which is trout and salmon. Now if you want to fish effectively, you should be catching these all the way up to level 70, and you can catch these at either Lumbridge or Shiloh Village. You get 50 XP per trout and 70 XP per salmon, and you should expect to get around 15k to 60k XP an hour here, obviously depending on your level. As your level goes up, the more XP you get per hour. This is where you can catch them in Lumbridge, so it is on the eastern side of the river, and this is where you can catch them in Shiloh Village. I'd really only recommend going to Shiloh Village if you plan on banking them, but if you really want to fish effectively and get the max XP per hour that you can possibly get, then I'd highly suggest just dropping them, and you can do this at either of the sites that I've shown. In order to drop them effectively, just drop a trout and a salmon onto your action bar, and then once your inventory is full, just spam the two buttons that they are assigned to on your action bar, and it will drop your whole inventory pretty quickly. If you still don't know how to do this, I will show you how to do it when I explain barbarian fishing. If you have the Light Within quest and you have the necessary skills to use Crystallize and Lightform, then you should continue fishing here all the way up to level 93. Instead of 15k to 60k XP an hour, you should expect 100k to 120k XP an hour instead. This is the best fishing XP that you can get at this level, so I would highly recommend staying here and using those two spells if you want to get the max XP that you can. However, if you don't want to carry on casting Crystallize every 30 seconds and you want more of an AFK experience, or if you simply haven't done the quest or don't have the necessary required levels, then you can start barbarian fishing. You can start doing this in Backstorian Falls, and there are 3 different types of fish that you can catch. One gives 50 XP, one gives 70, and one gives 80, and you should expect to get around 60k to 75k XP an hour. This XP per hour does not include doing the Fish Flingers minigame whilst it's on cooldown, but as I mentioned earlier, I'll put a link to the Fish Flingers minigame guide in the description. If you want the max XP that you can get, I highly suggest doing this in the middle of doing your barbarian fishing, as it will just simply give you more XP. As I mentioned earlier, these are located in the Backstorian Falls, so in order to get here, just use a games necklace and teleport to the barbarian outpost, then just run a little south like I'm showing you now and you will get here pretty quickly. As I said with the trout and salmon, just get them and then add them to your action bar, and then once your inventory is full, or whenever you like really, you can just drop them instantly. Also remember that to catch these fish you need bait. This bait can be bought from any of the fishing shops or the Grand Exchange. The bait is relatively cheap and one bait equals one fish caught, so don't forget to bring that before you come here. You can start the Fish Flingers minigame by talking to that fisherman that's located right next to the water. The minigame starts every 20 minutes and there is a 10-minute waiting period in between each game, and each game lasts 10 minutes. So basically, if you're going to be going for the max XP per hour method, then you should be doing 10 minutes of Fish Flingers and then 10 minutes of barbarian fishing, then another 10 minutes of Fish Flingers, then another 10 minutes of barbarian fishing, and so on. Lastly, we have Prif Waterfall Fishing. This is obviously located in Prif, and there are 3 different types of fish that you can fish. The first one requires 93 fishing and that gives 310 XP. The second one requires 95 fishing and that gives 330 XP. and the third one requires 97 fishing and that gives 350 XP. You should expect to get around 100k to 120k XP an hour here, obviously depending on your fishing level, and this is where they are located in Prif. So just make your way here and you are actually going to have to go through some obstacles in order to get to the fishing location. In order to traverse these, you are going to have 90 agility, 90 ranged and 90 strength. Also, you are going to need to bring along a myth grapple and a crossbow. You're going to need to use these two items in order to get up to this little ledge here. And then once you get up to the ledge, just run to this location where I am now and you will be able to fish the level 93 fish. If you want to catch the higher level fish, just carry on up the little obstacle course and the level 95 and the level 97 ones will be located there. You're able to see the players fishing at them now, so it shouldn't be hard to find. And this is just a great AFK area to fish, as you won't have to drop the fish because they are stackable and you will be getting a lot of XP by doing so it is a great area to train in. But anyways, that is the end of my fishing guide. I plan on releasing the rest of my 1-99 guides very soon. Hopefully I'll post one every 2 days if everything goes according to plan. Anyway, thank you for watching, subscribe if you're new, and peace!